to the cloud. Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It's 𝘔𝘴𝘵 in place of our amazing Tricia Perdo. I'm hosting her Mastering the Drop while she is on vacation somewhere fun and fantabulous. I'm assuming. I'm joined by Dr. Melissa Balizan. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. It's an honor to be back again here on Mastering the Drop.
Yeah, and so this week we're going to be talking about what do you believe, and I think that's a great thing, great question to have, especially right now when we're all kind of uncertain of what's going on with the world and all that good stuff, and kind of like maybe a lot of people are just pure exhausted from everything that has been going on for the last 2 years. And I just want to kind of get your take on things and see maybe what are some good things that we can work on ourselves and be present in relationships with others.
Absolutely. Well, when we ask, what do you believe? That can open up a whole different things, because our belief system starts when we're very, very, very young. We learn a lot of things. We learn to believe in Santa Claus. We learn to believe in the Easter Bunny. We learn to believe in the things that our parents can do for us, the things that our grandparents, our family, our friends, and we learn to believe in ourselves. And I think this is a big one, because we don't always remember to believe in ourselves. And along the way, sometimes we have to circle back and say, oh, I do believe in what I do. I do believe that, and we have to believe in ourselves to the core, like we believe in Santa Claus. We believe Santa Claus existed and there was nothing shaking us. When somebody would say, Santa doesn't exist, and you're 5, 6, 7 years old. No way. Santa Claus, he comes every year. He's there. I see him in the mall. He exists. So when you believe in yourself, I want you to believe in yourself all the way to the core, that you can do it, have the knowledge, have the faith in yourself to be able to believe. And sometimes we struggle with that because it's like we just get into our normal routine and we just do this and do this and do this. And it's like, well, as an entrepreneur, what am I doing? And as I'm going through my recovery addiction, we have to believe in ourselves. You have to believe that you can do it. You've started this journey. You believe that you can go every single day. Day 1 is today, then day 2, then day 3. And you believe you can do it. You believe you can give up that substance. You can believe you can give up that shopping. You believe you can give up the chocolate, whatever it is that you're going through, you believe in yourself. And I think that when you start and you go back and you say, believe in yourself, just like you believed in Santa Claus, I think that really sets a tone now.
Yeah, most definitely. I love that. Like that thought process of like, yeah, oh my gosh, I remember when I was younger and it was like, nothing was as great as Santa Claus, or, that, because, you got that warm, fuzzy feeling and Christmas morning or whatever it was. And it's so easy for us to lose focus with, relationships and with ourselves, just being able to be like, make sure you take time to worry about yourself, because we always spend time worrying about other people, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And with that, so it's like, what are some struggles or challenges that, you're seeking to address or create transformations around to help other people?
Absolutely. So my focus is, of course, on health. As a pharmacist with over 26 years of experience and helping thousands and thousands of people optimize their health, that is one of the struggles that we don't realize. But health, you're only given one body. We only have one health. And if we don't take care of ourselves now, then the future may not be as bright for us. Okay. And so some of the struggles and challenges that we think of, and especially, are we giving up smoking? Do we give up alcohol? Do we give up chocolate? Do we give up shopping? These things that we set upon ourselves. And then we decide, okay, well, these are struggles that I'm going through. These can lead to health challenges. Okay. And even with those struggles and challenges, let's take alcohol, for example. So alcohol, if you're on your recovery addiction journey, so you have decided to give up the alcohol, which is good for you because your health is very dependent upon that. The alcohol that you've been putting in your system has potentially deteriorated your liver, potentially deteriorated some of your other organs, and could make you more susceptible to other bacterias, infections, viruses. But now you're on a clean path. So now you're on the path to be healthier and alcohol free at the time. So now you're finding things that you can put in place besides that alcohol. And one of the challenges, especially with that, is we have sugar cravings. And sugar craving, because alcohol has a lot of sugar in it. Alcohol has a lot of sugar. And so when you give that up, especially you're thinking, oh, well, I'm going to pick something else up. Well, then you go to something different, and then you've got the sugar, and now you've got the chocolate bars. Well, then the chocolate bars can lead to something else. So these are challenges along the way. These could be struggles that we're going through. And these are some of the things that I do help the clients with is help them on their journey, help them stay alcohol free and not lean to that other sugary addiction. We have things in place that we can give them, different supplements to help combat those cravings and help them along the way. So that's just one example of kind of a challenge or struggle that some of the clients go through.
Yeah, no, gosh, thank you so much. I sometimes have problems with reaching for the chocolate one too many times. So it's completely understandable that somebody recovering from an addiction like alcohol would, easily lean on something like that to replace that codependency. I kind of want to see maybe what are some other ways besides, drinking or eating and taking a pill to lessen the cravings or something. What are some other ways that they can kind of like ground themselves or like, put themselves in focus? What are some good holistic ways or, easy ways they can do it themselves?
Absolutely. And I love that you use that word grounding, to ground yourself, because that's actually one thing that I encourage in all of my clients is to go and find something to ground yourself, or go out, and there's actually a practice called grounding. You walk out onto the grass, bare feet. If you need shoe support, use some rubber soled shoes and stand out there in the grass. Just stand there for a couple of minutes. And with your, hopefully, if you're bare feet, or the rubber soles too, but bare feet, and just feel that fresh cut grass, that grass on, the feel of it, the touch, it's cool, it's crisp, it's refreshing. Just being out there and grounding yourself and almost communing with nature. Okay, is what is actually you're doing. You're putting yourself into that area, and it sends this signal, and it sends this calming signal to your body. And when you're able to do that, that's one thing you can do. And it costs no money to walk outside. It's free. It's summertime, most every place now. So it's not like it's 7 inches of snow out there. So it's not like we did have last week, we got 7 inches of snow last Saturday, which was unusual for May, but it is gone now. So you can walk outside and ground yourself, and it just instills that sense of calm. And that's a very big thing. There's several other things, and we can get into different things, but that's the first thing. And when you can recenter yourself and recalm yourself, and then you remember to believe in yourself, that's very key. There's things that we can sit in silence. We can meditate. Sometimes that's hard for a lot of people. I've realized that the practice of meditation, the practice of just sitting in silence is difficult. So you start with 1 or 2 minutes. You start with an app. There's apps out there. There's YouTube videos out there. You find a guided meditation to help you. And that's very helpful, helps you to remember what it is you stand for. So you just focus on your breath. And when thoughts come in, you push them away. But when you go out and you either ground yourself or you sit and meditate, it just helps you refocus and get back into that core. What do I believe? And maybe you need to come inside and do a little journaling. Write down, okay, this is what I believe. This is what I want. And as I sit down for what I want, how does that affect what I believe?
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. So like to, ask you, Melissa, what do you do when you're just bogged down with work or stress or, just overthinking something? Like what would be the one thing that you would go to, right now? Would you go out and find a patch of grass or?
A lot of times I do find a patch of grass. If I have like 1 or 2 minutes, I'll run out and grab the grass. If I have 10, 15 minutes and I need to do something, I put on my tennis shoes and I go for a walk. I walk just down the street, and walking can also, it clears your mind. It gives you good endorphins. So it boosts your mood, and it helps you it's a calming as well. It's a refocus. If I can go out there and I can walk a little faster. I can get those thoughts out of my head. I can slow down and start then just feeling nature. I mean, I smell the flowers. I look at the birds. I look at the sun. I see what's going on. I look at the beautiful clouds, and it just re-centers everything and puts me back in, okay, I can do this. I had a full schedule or something going on, or I had a disagreement with somebody I was talking to. They didn't understand. They didn't understand the path of what I was trying to help them with. They would rather just take a pill and just get it. I speak with a lot of clients that would just, you know what, I'm just going to take my pills, which that's fine if that works for you. But we also want to look at that longevity piece. That's a lot of the piece. So sometimes I get frustrated, and so it's easy. I just pick up and I go for a walk. That's the easiest thing for me to do.
Yeah, that's great. And again, like you say, kind of concentrate on what like you believe in wholeheartedly. Like, if it takes you back and you have to have, small things to think about, like Santa Claus or something, maybe it would be helpful to just kind of reiterate it, say, have a, mantra, like, I believe in myself, like I can do this, or, those sort of things.
Exactly. There is one thing that I've been doing more recently. I have mirrors throughout my house, but every time I walk past the mirror, I say to myself that you are confident, you are beautiful, and you've got this. And those 3 things are very powerful. So I'm talking to myself, yes, but I'm talking to myself in the mirror, and I'm looking myself in the eye, and I'm remembering that I believe in myself. I believe in what I do, down to my core, just like I believed in Santa Claus. If I didn't believe in what I do, I couldn't do a good job. I couldn't do a good job. I have to believe in my ability as a pharmacist, my ability as the non-traditional pharmacist to help people, with their medications, with their supplements, get them to the right path, and go against traditional healthcare, which is where you just go into your physician and you get a pill and you go home. And the pharmacist may dispense that medication to you, but they're not the ones who prescribed it. And you have the choice to choose whether or not you take that pill, whether or not you take that supplement. there's things that can affect your body. And if I didn't believe that I could assist or guide you on your journey, your healthcare journey, I wouldn't be in the right spot. And so when you ask yourself, what am I doing? What is my focus? You believe to your core that you can do the work that you're doing, be the best mom that you're being, be the best wife, the best spouse, the best whatever for whatever you're doing. But it comes with yourself. It comes with you believing in yourself first. And then because you're filling your cup up first, your cup is going to overflow.
Yeah. And that you're not the only one necessarily going through these, life stressors or, recoveries, you're not alone. And I think that's so very important for others to know that there are people like you or anyone in your community, in your circle to turn to and ask for help. And I would imagine that a lot of people don't know what to do next if they're taking, pills to combat, X, Y, and Z, or to help with certain illnesses or dependencies. So how easy, is it something that somebody can just reach out and easily connect with you and be able what's the next steps? How easy is it?
Absolutely. People can just reach out and connect with me and easy. Go to my website, drmelissabalizan.com, and there's a spot to book an appointment. There's a spot for a freebie to reach out and just find out if what you're taking, your medications, your supplements are the right thing for you, to make sure that it's supporting you on your healthcare journey. And one thing I want to, you said there's other people going through this, and that's the key. Is there's a lot of people going through this, and talking about health, we tend to be very private about our health. Okay. Now, until you get into your 70s and 80s, and then it's like, okay, they talk about that all the time. I'm like, wait a minute, let's not talk about that right now. But it's a generational thing. We tend to, for the most part, we're very protective of our health. We don't want to share that with somebody else. And as women, especially, we take care of ourselves, we take care of everybody else. And there is other women struggling as well. There's other women going through these challenges, whether it's anxiety, depression, addiction, recovery, whatever it is, there's others going through this challenge with you. If you speak out, so let me give you an example of a gal I was talking to the other day. One of my clients, she had been on an anti-anxiety agent for 5 years. And there was a reason, she had been on it. She had a very high stress job and very high strung, and her physician prescribed it for her and just kept refilling. She's like, okay, well, she's now to the point where she doesn't want to be on that medication anymore. And her physician said, well, you can't go off of that. Well, let me tell you, that's not the case. Here's what you need to do. You cannot just stop it. That is a bad thing. Do not just stop the medication, but you can, over time, safely work with somebody like myself, a pharmacist, to taper you off of that medication, making sure you have other things in place, not necessarily other pills or other supplements, but other things in place to cope with whatever was causing that anxiety. So as I'm working with this client, she wants to be off her medications, and we're working on getting her off of them. We're also making sure that she's supported through times that we've known that the stress or the anxiety has been bad in the past. Mm-hmm. Because that's the key, is if you abruptly stop something or you take away your pills, bad things can happen. Okay. So you've got to do it safely. And you've got to do it, and you have to believe in yourself that you can do it. So we go back to, what do you believe? You believe that you can get off the medication. If you don't believe that you can get off the medication, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. With that said, how can a person shift that perspective? Like if they're saying, I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh, I can't do this by myself. My doctor says no, right? Don't we listen
Right.
to the doctor?
Well, and I'm not telling you not to listen to your physician. What I'm telling you is to question it. Okay. It is your health. It is not his. So unless you are in an accident and you're nonverbal, your health is still your choice. Okay. And so your physician has their opinion and they have what's in their best interest for you. And depending upon how they're trained, some may have more of the holistic side as well as the Western side. So there's a lot of physicians out there that have both. So if you're wanting to go and get off of your medication, you need to find somebody like that. Find somebody like myself who can help you on your journey, who's going to also work with your physician, because we're going to need to change the dose of that medication to get you off safely. A lot of pills cannot be cut in half. Capsules a lot of times are given. And so we've got to safely drop your dose at the right time, following a specific regimen. And so I work with your physician so that we can start slowly getting you a different dose. And to do that, we often need a new prescription to do that until we can get you down safely. And so being able to do that safely, have things in place, and I support you on your journey along the way. And that way, like my client now, she's on her journey and she is happy. We've started decreasing her dose. She's doing better. She's not feeling the anxiety. We have other things in place. And it makes a difference to have somebody on your side, because you said, I can't do it alone. And that is key. We want to do a lot of things by ourselves. I can do it. I can remember as a child, I can do it myself. I would tell my mom, I can do it myself, and that's great, because we want to have that. We want to be able to do that. But there's certain things where you need to go ahead and ask for that assistance. Ask for the expert who can help guide you on your journey so that you can do it safely. You can do it in a healthy way. And that way you'll be able to have more vibrancy, live longer, potentially live longer, should I say? Hopefully live longer. I can't guarantee that. I'm not God. I don't know when you're going to go. There could be who knows. But potentially you're going to live your best life with healthier, happier, more vibrancy, running around with the kiddos, running around with the grandkids, whatever it is you want to do, traveling like Tricia's doing. Maybe that's what it is that you want to do. In order to do that, and you want to be in a place where you can get off of your medications, believe in yourself first. Believe. Write yourself out some I believe statements. I believe in myself. I believe I can do this. I believe I can get 7 hours of sleep every night. I believe I can ground myself on the grass 3 days a week. Whatever it is that helps you on your journey, and believing in whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah, most definitely. And I mean, I always think about grounding yourself in the grass. And when I walk outside, I think about, my gosh, how many animals have peed in this grass? Am I going to step on something? And I mean, I'm just being totally honest. Like, that's the hang up with but I still push myself to, like, hey, if I can get like 30 seconds grounding, it's amazing how it just melts everything away. Like, I can just rest for that short amount of time and recenter, refocus my energy. To me, like, that's so needed. And I love your thought process of just taking a walk. Like, it's about 100 degrees here right now, but I could take a minute walk.
Yeah. Well, I did this challenge for myself. This was pre-pandemic actually, but I had challenged myself, and this was along with my health, nutrition, movement journey. It was cold, it was rainy, it was snowy, it was the winter time when I was doing this. And so I walked in my house. There's nothing that says that you have to walk outside. I mean, yes, there's great things that you get from the fresh air, but I walked around my house. I walked up and down the stairs. I walked in a circle around my dining room. I went to my parents' house and I walked in a circle around their living room. They're like, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing my walk. And I would do my walk. I would do my 5-minute walk. And I'd try and vary it, because if I kept going in a circle too much, that was a lot. But I do a zigzag, and you can make it, whatever you want. If you believe you can do it, you will. And I think that's the core message, is you've got to believe you can do it. We believe so strongly in so many different things. And for us to remember to believe in ourselves, believe that we can be healthy, believe that we can eat and nourish our body the proper way. And that doesn't mean that you can't have a bite of chocolate every now and then, unless you're on I'm never going to have chocolate again. If you're not recovering from alcohol, that doesn't, there's times and places where that might be. There's also a lot of lovely alcohol-free beverages that you can get that are phenomenal. And you don't have to have that mind-altering drug. You can have a nice, fruity, fun, colorful drink. There's lots of beers out there, 0% alcohol. And so on your journey, you can support yourself along that way and believe that you can keep doing it. It doesn't mean you have to give up the fun little part. You can still go out and do things and be alcohol free. You're safer when you drive, when you're alcohol free, because do not drink and drive if you are drinking. But that's the thing, is you believe you can do it. And I think that when we talk about belief and mindset, that really is your belief. You put your mind to it. I did a talk on my TV show last week, and I titled it Mind Over Matter. And I remember my mom telling me that mind over matter. You can do it, is basically what she was telling me. She was instilling that belief in me that I could do it no matter what. I could do it. And if I believed and I set my mindset that I could do it, I 100%, I did it. I went to the top of my class. I went to Europe. I did this, I did that, because I believed in myself. I believed I can do it. And I set my mind to it. And I think that that's the thing, is we have to remember to do that. And sometimes we forget because we get busy.
Yeah. It's so easy to get bogged down by just the day-to-day life workings, and like you said, you had your mom there to instill that in you. And as adults here now, for you and I, it's important for us to have a great circle of people around us that have that same belief in us. And I would say for anyone that doesn't, or is in the wrong crowd, or people that don't have nothing but positive reaffirmations, enforcement to give you, find new friends.
Exactly. That's exactly it, Mel. If we are bogged down with negativity, whether we're going to the work environment or we're going to the home environment, we need to find new friends. We need to have people who are lifting us up. And when I say I believe in something and you say, "Hoorah, you do," that's great, versus, "Oh, here's all the negative, da, 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 da." That doesn't help. So find people who are going to lift you up. Find people who are going to be positive, that when it's raining outside, they find ways to go and dance in the rain, because there's enough negativity in the world. We don't need it. Set it aside, push it, find that positivity, because there's a rainbow at the end of the rain, and there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, right?
I'm still looking for it. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's so true. Like, I love chatting with you and just seeing your smiling face. It's been months, feels like years since I've seen you. And, I appreciate you being so closely connected with Tricia and in her services, and, being able to offer your services to people that are in need. every time I'm around Tricia, that is all that, I get from her is oozing positivity of being able to say, yes, there are people out there to help those people in need, or that think that they have no way out or way up, to a better life and a healthier life with it. No, I don't know anyone who wants to take 5 to 10 pills a day for the rest of their life. Like, said no one, right?
No one. And the average is actually 17 pills a day is the average number of pills, because that includes your supplements, because we all want to be healthy. And we think that, well, Marianne's taken this and Susie's taken this, and Mel said this one was great, and Tricia said this one was great. So guess what? I have now 7 supplements I'm taking, along with my other pills that I'm taking, my prescription pills, my over-the-counter pills. There's all of these things, and we wonder, and I'm astounded, because there's so many things that if you don't get that checked out, you could have interactions, you could have problems. I have several clients right now who are reaching out to me. Constipation. That's not a fun topic.
No.
But it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And let me tell you, ladies, that's something that most of us keep quiet about. Yeah. You might tell your physician if he or she probes enough, but that is something our bodily fluids or functions, not something we like to talk about, but it's a real thing. Yeah. And supplements can make you constipated. The way that your diet can make you constipated, if you're not moving enough, can make you constipated. Your prescription medications, your over-the-counter medications, there's a host of them that can be contributing to that. So there's a lot of different things that can happen with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. It being so, open and honest, especially with, people that you're around, like no judgment, right? Like, let's talk about your poop. I mean, but it's so true. Like, I don't remember the last time I brought that up at a coffee get together.
It doesn't roll off the tongue very easily. But when your friend says, how are you doing? And you say, fine, that means we don't want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Your good friend is going to probe. Okay. And let her do that. Get to that core, get to the function that, you know what? I'm so cranky because I haven't pooped in days. And that's a problem, because your body needs to think of a baby. Go back and think of a baby. When a baby's born, they sleep, they eat, they cry, and they poop. That is their cycle for so many months. And then they, other things are happening, but it's the thing is what goes in, they get the nutrients from it, and then something needs to come out. Yeah. As adults, we think that that's changed. Well, that's not changed. It's still the same.
You gotta go somewhere.
We don't need to keep things inside anymore.
Let it all out. Oh my gosh, I love it. See, like it's, no longer mastering the drop, it's mastering the poop. Sorry,
Tricia. Drop.
Yeah. I love it. And, for those people that, may not necessarily be open to talking about it to their friends, they can easily contact you. And, you're a great third party person, like you don't have the judgment. You're there full of information and knowledge. So we'll make sure that we pop in, all of your contact links. And again, how can people get a hold of you that are interested in talking about all things?
All things. Easiest way, drmelissabalizan.com. There's, like I say, there's a scheduling link. You can go there. If you want to go and directly schedule, you can go to askdrmelissa.net, right to my calendar. But if you go to drmelissabalizan.com, then you can find, like I say, there's a couple of free resources. One that I would recommend that you go and grab is 5 questions you should ask before starting a medication or a supplement from your healthcare provider. So your physician or your pharmacist, there's a lot of things you need to know that you don't think about. So those are some key things that I want you to go and grab, so that you'll be informed and you can make the best decision for you with whatever it is that you are taking or believe in.
Yeah, wonderful. I love that. I am going to get that list for myself for sure, because it's important to be informed consumer for sure, especially with your health, like you said. Thank you so very much for being on with me. And we'll be back next week. Not me. You'll have lovely Tricia back with guest, and we'll be sure to share all of your information again, Melissa, and we cannot wait to have you back. Maybe if Tricia's like, okay, Mel, you can come back and sub for me someday.
I'm sure she'll let you back in. Thanks, Mel, for having me. And mastering the drop, there's a lot of things, so remember to believe in yourself.
Yeah, for sure. It's the real view of recovery. Most definitely. Thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, sorry. I pushed the wrong button.